All right, everybody. Richard Nikoley, freetheanimal.com with the 5th video of the day. 2 early morning, 1 over at a restaurant and by the pool. The last one over there in those boxing, Muay Thai boxing rinks, I don't know. Tell me, is it ring or rink? I don't know. Boxing ring, boxing. I know it's a skating ring. So this is the 5th and final, and then I've got to get to processing all this stuff and write a post. The point being, as I explained in the last one, I have to keep repeating this because I don't know who's going to watch what, but I'm shifting from doing a video and then a post about it, and sending it out to the email list for each video. And rather, I'm just going to do my videos over the course of the week, and then every Sunday I'm going to do a roundup that'll include all those videos with some commentary and introductions and summaries and so on and so forth. So kind of a la carte. Watch what you want, ignore what you don't, but you get one email instead of like maybe 5 or 6 over the course of a week. And then that will the rest of it will be written content, which is what a lot of people want, and some people are really missing. I've had a few unsubscribes or cancellations of subscriptions because of it, and that's always cause for concern, especially in for my thing, because my subscriptions people are generally very low. I enjoy very, very tiny rates of cancellation, right? And many of the people would even if they're pissed off, they'd still stay subscribed. So I don't want to abuse that too much. I've been trying to ramp up the YouTube, but I have to listen to people, and customers always right, sort of thing, and so and it's not going to harm anybody who likes the videos to have access. You can be subscribed to the channel, and you can get notifications whenever I do a video and watch it. And then maybe if you read the Sunday, roundup of them all, and you can read some of the commentary if you want, or whatever. This one is about a news article I saw this morning. Everybody's aware of the Chinese locking down Shanghai some months back. It was locked down for 2 months. Literally, people were under house arrest. 25 million people because of their zero COVID policy. Now, anybody who knows anything about respiratory viruses knows that, and I didn't bother to Google it. I should have. Maybe I'll do that after this video and put it in the comments. But other countries tried. I think New Zealand, for example, had and they're an island, a small island nation, had a zero COVID policy, like a bunch of fucking morons. And even there, isolated, it didn't work. And it's not going to work in China. Above all, it is not going to work in China. Now, are they that stupid? I don't think so. I think it is just a cynical move by the most evil country that's ever existed. I think far more evil than even the Soviet Union was. And I think it's partly an Asian cultural thing. I mean, look at the atrocities Japan committed during World War II. Look at the atrocities that the Red Chinese committed, starving millions of people to death. The Cultural Revolution and all of that. It pales, stuff the Soviet Union did was bad enough, but they were at least playing the geopolitical game with the United States, and they had intercontinental ballistic nukes and all of that, and an important army. There's a certain thing about Asian culture where it's first of all, you take the culture itself and the people. They're very compliant, just naturally, right? Then you cross that or mix that with a brutal communist regime, and you get this sort of, you have people who stand to gain, who are generally never going to advance in life, but in exchange for their loyalty to the party, they get unearned status. It's known as bio-Leninism. So anyway, that's it's a bit of an aside there. But so why does it's impossible that China thinks that they can succeed at a zero COVID policy? And the thing is you look at their numbers from the very beginning. Their numbers are crap. Everybody with any sense knows this. You can't trust any numbers of anything, cases or deaths coming out of China. And it's well known about the staging in the beginning. After the virus was escaped from the Wuhan lab or was intentionally released. We may never know that. There will be speculation. But I don't, if it was intentionally released, I would not put it past the Chinese communists to have done that in one of their 1,000-year plans or whatever the fuck they talk about. I hate this this idea that they're like so forward-looking and blah 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 blah. Yeah, right. Look at their dog. I remember going there in 1986 on the USS Reeves. It was the first Navy port visit to China in 40 years, and they were dog shit. I mean, in terms of technological development, and everything that they built since is basically, copied, stolen, or mimicked, or whatever from the West, right? I was the electrical officer on Reeves, and so I was charged with doing 2 presentations, one on degaussing systems, because a ship going through the water over time becomes kind of like a compass or something. So it develops a magnetic signature. And so there is what's called degaussing. It's coils that run in the hull, or are attached to the hull, and there's a electrical current to sort of wash out that signature. That was one presentation that I had to give Chinese engineers and stuff. I can't imagine they didn't know, but it was all a big dog and pony show kind of thing. Disgusting. We're into China and exchange. And then I did another one about ship electrical distribution and, the steam turbine generator, 2,500 kilowatts, kW, SSTGs, we called them, ship service turbo generators. They're quite large, and they run off of 1,200 psi superheated steam. And then we had a auto start diesel generator in the aft part of the ship, and an auto start gas turbine generator in the front part of the ship. And I was responsible for all this equipment and also all the MGs, motor generators, for pure power, for pure 60 cycle power to all the electronics on board, computers and fire control systems and so on and so forth. So it was a cool job. I learned a lot. Anyway, so I had to give a presentation on all of that stuff, and that's what was it, 86, so we're talking about 35 years ago. Look where they've come. But they didn't. Is there any technological inventions out of China? Name one. Yeah, there's innovations of existing technology. The Japanese are famous for that. They take a technology and then they improve upon it. They're very good at that. But there's just and look at just like take America for example in the wars that we won. I mean, the name of the game in the way that Americans in Western Europe, Great Britain in particular, because roughly a similar culture, especially in warfighting culture. I mean, we enjoyed like a kill ratio, right? So it was of concern. I forget the numbers, but like plane shot down and all and everything. So in other words, for every one we lose, they lose a lot more, and that's just about anyone. But that was the case for Japan in World War II and so on. So anyway, can you trust the Chinese? No, not as far as you can throw them. I don't think so. I regard the compliant nature of particularly the Chinese, because you have that compliant Asian mentality culture already, the save face and all of that stuff. I was talking in one or two videos before that, the whole save face thing kind of rubs me the wrong way, because sometimes you do need to look somebody in the eye and say, this is all fucked up. Your work is crap, or what you're doing is crap, and you need to fix it right fucking now. You can't do that. Makes you the bad person. So it kind of, when you do that, it excuses them, because now you're bad, because they've lost face in front of you. It's bullshit, fucking bullshit. So if you want to ask why some of these countries remain perpetually developing countries rather than like leading a pack, then that's an element in it, I believe. They locked down 25 million people in Shanghai for 2 months, and then they opened it back up again, presumably because their zero COVID was effective, so they declared victory and opened everything up again. Bullshit. I would call bullshit on that. They're just not reporting the numbers. They can say, well, we did it and it's effective. Maybe it's a motivation for maybe it serves as a motivation for others once the flu season starts, to start locking down again, right? Don't put it past them, the fuckers, right? Evil. The most evil regime that has ever existed in the history of the planet Earth. And I refer to all this compliance nonsense. I liken the Chinese culture to a bunch of ants, bees, and Borg. Borg being a reference, if you're a Star Trek fan, to the collective, the Borg collective. It assimilates all other races and their technology, and puts it all together, and it's perfect, right? And of course, ants and bees, they're hives, so it's a hive mentality sort of thing that you're dealing with. Don't be fooled. I used to be like kind of pro on China back in the 2010s, seeing what they're doing. I think I was fooled there. I think I was fooled. So correcting that right here on the record. The whole idea of zero COVID is just is impossible to work. So that should be the first thing. It's like you should say, shut the fuck up. You can't do zero COVID. It's a respiratory virus. There's no such thing as zero, right? Especially as it evolves into, like the common cold, like the other 4 or 5 coronaviruses that have been with us forever have. Who knows what they were like when they first came on the scene, but now they're benign. They're like a common cold, right? And I think we've seen with Omicron and whatever's the newest thing, that's the way it's going to be, right? But here's the news. I'm getting into this right now. So the thing is, now they're locking down, what is it, Chengdu or something like that. It's central China, it's forever away from Shanghai. They have some there, so they're locking down 21 million people for who knows how long. And the thing is, literally nobody can leave the house. One person can go shopping once a day for groceries. All businesses, all restaurants, All businesses except grocery stores are closed, right? And if you need emergency medical assistance, it has to be coordinated. So good luck having a heart attack or a stroke, right? Better get that coordination going. It's just disgusting. Just a thoroughly evil, to the core regime, and I think they're doing it all for a show, because they want to, because they have lied about the numbers. They're going to continue to lie about their numbers, and they're doing it because they calculate some advantage to it. So you do what you want, but I am decidedly anti-Chinese government. I take people as individuals, always, right? So an individual, I talk to people from China, and there's some here that come to Thailand, but predominantly they buy a tour package from a Chinese company. She puts them on a Chinese airplane, flies them to Thailand. They get off the airplane, go into a Chinese-owned bus company. They go to a Chinese-owned hotel that caters to Chinese. You go into these hotels and you'll see Thai people as staff. That's it. The rest are all Chinese. So they're in a Chinese hotel. They go to Chinese-owned restaurants, and they go on Chinese, tours, and they all stick together like ants and bees the whole time. You observe it. There's no sense of independence, exploration, anything like that. It is to me, in many ways. Yeah, I know they have art and stuff, and cultural things, and particularly in the arts, but otherwise, on a practical level, and I know they have some great entrepreneurs, but most of the entrepreneurs seem to be, or at least it was, when I lived in Silicon Valley, they were mostly Taiwanese, and they came to Silicon Valley. They make great entrepreneurs, but Taiwan has more of a sense of independence and whatnot. 5 videos, my throat's dry. I should have brought water out here. So I think that's about it. Getting long again, but you watch it as long as you want, and I can't really account for that. But as far as China goes, I just don't think they have anything whatsoever to offer the world on any level except selling us, I suppose, raw materials, right? And their factories are abysmal. I mean, it would be great if companies like rethought that and start employing their own people to make stuff, and all you techie wankers out there, you woke techie greeny wankers out there on your newest iPhone, maybe you should take a look inward at what your soul is really like, aside from all of your proclamations. You know what I'm talking about. It's funny, just to wrap this up, there's places around here. I was just at one today, I'd driven by it a million times, called Coffee Tribe. You go in there, and it's all these young fucks. Smug, woke, greeny fucks on their computers, right? You never see them like participating in the regular Thai stuff. They go to their internet cafes and this coffee. So like typically you can get a good Americano, hot or iced for, 50 to 60 bucks. What is it there? It's 99 baht, or not 50 to 60 baht, 50 to 60 baht. And what's it there? 99, right? So, and everything is at least, everything on their menu. They have like salads and wraps and some soups and few other things, curries, some Thai curries and stuff like that. But almost everything is at least double from what it is, even at other Farangling. So it's a very exclusive place for the little woke elite pukes. You know, Wilson's Cafe is similar. It's a cool place. I like their food. They have a great eggs Benedict, and one of my favorite. They get fresh bread delivered every morning. So one of my favorites is it's 2 slices of toast on. It's kind of a French bread. It's not the baguette, but you know, bigger. It's pretty dense and it's toasted, and 2 perfectly done poached eggs on top for 120 baht. It's a good deal. Anyway, I'm rambling, but fuck China. Really, it's time, right? That they start to reevaluate their 1,000-year plan because they're so great at forward-looking. Bullshit. Chinese have nothing to offer the rest of the world. Look at them. Ants, bees, and Borg.